Okay, so I'm going to show you how to put together your pillow. So the first thing we want to do after we cut our fabric is put the right sides, which is the pattern side, together so we see the wrong side. That's what we call it. And I have it pinned so that all around. And then something else that I want you to do, which you don't normally do, but what I want you to do is, since we made the margins here for the seam allowance at 1/2 inch, I want you to just make a guide for yourself. And whenever you make a pillow, you want to have an opening, around 2-inch opening in the center of one side. You don't stop your sewing on a corner. Okay, so that's something that I want to make sure that you realize. So what I'm going to do right now, all I'm doing here is I am drawing. You can use a ruler if you want. For me, you'll use actually the guide on the machine. So I just draw that line so that I know. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to end there. Hopefully you can see those pencil lines. So I'm starting and ending there so that I'll have an opening, real small opening. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this in at 1/2 inch. So we have 3/8 of an inch here, 5/8 of an inch here, and this is 1/2 inch, which is 4/8 of an inch if you did the math. And so I'm going to actually line that up to the 4/8 of an inch. I'm going to start right there. Make sure the needle is in the down position. Make sure your lower thread is coming out as well as the top thread, and you're threaded proper. You're going to take the pins out. As you take the pins out, put them in the pin cushion. We do not leave pins sitting out. We put them away as we go. So you need to have a pair of scissors and a pin cushion next to you at all times when you sew. And now I'm ready to start. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do the lock stitch. So we need to lock the stitches in, otherwise you'll be able to just pull it apart. And how we do that is we go forward a few stitches, about 5, and then we push down on this. This is a reverse stitch. You have to hold this button down and the fabric at the same time as running the machine backwards 5 stitches, and that just went backwards. Then I'm going to go forwards, and I can walk my needle so that it's puncturing the corner just like we practiced on our worksheets, and then turn that first corner. Make sure you keep checking your seam allowance so that you are staying true to that 4/8 of an inch. Take your pin out as you go. Stop at the corner with the needle in the down position. Press the presser foot up. Make sure your presser foot is down when sewing. Go along your merry way. Do not sew over your pins like these, because what will happen is you will inevitably break a needle, and actually could be dangerous potentially. If you break a needle with enough velocity and force, you could actually like send that needle out, into, hopefully not your eye, but it's not good. You do not want to, you don't want to break a needle with a needle. You're gonna just imagine. Okay, so I'm walking it down to the corner. I always like to walk it so it's precise. And then I'm ending. And when I end, I also have to use my reverse lock stitch. So once again, I stop there, then I push down, hold, backtrack about 5 stitches, and then forward again. That takes some practice. Pull up on that, and then you're going to pull out here, and then there's an actual cutter in the back of the machine right there. That's a cutter right where my fingernail went. So I'll show you again. You just pull it up like dental floss, and that cuts it. And whenever you're done sewing, you want to trim especially if you've lock stitched it, go ahead and trim trim the thread as close as you can so you don't have any loose threads. And we will then turn it out and then stuff it. To turn it out is pretty straightforward. Make sure you don't have any loose threads, and you just turn it out. The smaller the hole, the more difficult it is to turn it out. So you must be patient with it. We turn it out. This is a longer video than I wanted it to be. And then use the blunt end of your scissors to push those corners out so that it's nice and sharp. Like that. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. And then we will stuff. And then I will show a different video on how to do the invisible stitch to stitch it shut. And there you have it. Super cute. Thank you.